Part 3. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 21. A quarter of an hour later, the wine was bought. Several people sat down and drank together. Tao Ran was no longer polite this time. Although Yechin's drinking capacity was not that good, it was no problem to drink 4 ounces of white wine. So, she didn't hesitate at all at the wine table. After drinking down Duan Jiao's toast, she toasted 3 more glasses of wine to the 4 people. And the effect she wanted was immediately revealed. She had just eaten a large bowl of noodles before returning to the apartment, and had just eaten a bag of French fries when she had nothing to do. She was not afraid of drinking when she was full. After drinking a few glasses of red wine, she felt a little tipsy. But compared to those few people, he had gone to the bathroom twice, and his stomach was already empty. After a few quick drinks, the effects are immediate. Panya blushed, grabbed Duan Jiao's arm, and asked her to quickly give her the money to buy red wine. Duan Jiao was drunk and scolded her for not being on the stage. When he pushed her away, Panya turned over a red wine bottle with a heavy hand. The red wine spread on the table. Yan Xiao was afraid that her designer coat would be stained, so she jumped up and ran into Duan Jiao while retreating. Feng Manman was the worst drinker and was already lying on the table. After another glass of wine, Tao Ran also pretended to be dizzy, shouted "I can't do it anymore" and fell down on the sofa. His voice became quieter and quieter, but his breathing became heavier. Yan Xiao, who drank the best, soon came to Yechin's side. A closer look revealed that Yechin had fallen asleep. She tentatively pulled Yechin and said she would continue drinking. But Yechin only moved slightly, shrank his neck, and continued to sleep. This made Yan Xiao finally breathe a sigh of relief. Duan Xiao, who was half drunk over there, also grabbed Yechin. After confirming that Yechin was drunk, she signaled Yan Xiao to make a phone call quickly. Yan Xiao stood up and stood at the balcony door, looking at Yechin, and made a phone call in a low voice. "Yan, I've got it done here. Now ask the people in the hotel to talk quickly." Yes, just this amount, no more. They will definitely agree." Yes, she was drunk here, and she couldn't speak, so she could only say everything the company makes the decision. "Don't worry, I'll pay for it. I won't make it difficult for you, I'm sorry." Tao Ran listened and realized that all his previous guesses were true. It was previously speculated that this matter was related to Wan Yan, but now it was confirmed. Even if Yechin listens to it with his own ears, this phone call is enough to clarify Yechin's doubts. The reason why the other party was able to take photos and frame her was because of the conspiracy of these 4 sisters. These people are not innocent at all. What's funny is that after hanging up the phone, Yan Xiao knelt down next to Yechin and tried to grab her hand on Yechin. The hand first searched in the plush pocket of her coat, but failed to find the target, then reached into the pocket of her jeans. Yechin understood immediately. "I want her cell phone." Yes, as long as her cell phone is turned off, the initiative over the compensation issue is immediately in their hands. "Oh, don't even think about it." Yan Xiao couldn't find the phone in Yechin's jacket pocket or the back pocket of her jeans. She guessed that the thing could only be in her inner sweater pocket or the front pocket of her jeans. So, she stretched her hand through Yechin's coat. But who would have thought that Yechin would suddenly scream, shouting help while dancing and kicking? She waved her hands in the air, slapped Yan Xiao's head, and slapped Yan Xiao's face with her claws. She kicked her legs quickly and violently several times. Not only did she kick Yan Xiao hard in the abdomen, but she also squatted down. She was kicked over directly. Poor Yan Xiao, not only was he punched and kicked, the back of his head was also banged on the coffee table. "Help, help," however, it was Yechin who was shouting at the top of his lungs with tears in his eyes. "Duan Xiao, who was sitting on the sofa next to her and was already half drunk, woke up and rushed over to hug Yachin. Yachin's misty eyes gradually became clear, and 2 lines of tears fell down. As for Yan Xiao, who was pushed to the ground, she was holding her stomach and was still confused. Wasn't she the one who should cry, complain, and feel wronged? She couldn't help but ask herself, did she accidentally scratch Yachin's wound just now? Yachin was so excited, gasping for breath, her voice was trembling. I just fell asleep. I thought I was in the hotel, and I dreamed of the robber. He came to pull me, and I didn't want to be taken away by him. Can only resist. Tao Ran looked at Yan Xiao, who was stunned, and finally managed to stop smiling. Yan Xiao's embarrassment was not just due to the fall, but also because she had a palm print on the left side of her face, and several bloody marks on her right face from Yachin's long nails, and her hair was spread out on top of her head like a chicken coop. So I just hit you, Xiao. Yachin looked surprised. I'm sorry, I drank too much. But Xiao, why did you catch me just now? Yan Xiao faltered. I saw you had fallen asleep, so I wanted to wake you up. You might catch a cold if you sleep here. Oh, thank you. Thanks to your catch, I'm mostly sober. Duan Jiao's eyes were filled with fire, and she glared at Yan Xiao fiercely. She was a person who failed to succeed but failed more than failed. She's so stupid, forget it. I finally had such a good opportunity, but I missed it again. Duan Xiao, Kinkan, I was also frightened awake by the laughter. How about we give her a few more drinks? Yachin noticed that the phone in his sweater pocket was vibrating. He looked outside and saw that it was almost dawn. Well, it's time to get to work. I have a headache and feel uncomfortable all over, so I won't drink. Yachin apologized and looked at Yan Xiao and the two. I have to go back and get some sleep. Yeah, they both nodded. Good sleep, go to sleep quickly. Kinkan, thank you for your hard work. I'm dizzy, maybe I need to sleep a little longer. Don't worry, we won't disturb you, it's best to sleep to death. And Yachin looked at Panya, who was drunk. The two people immediately understood, don't worry. Yaya can go to the Xiao room to rest first, and I won't disturb you. You have a good rest. Tao Ran's acting skills were improving, his steps were sloppy, and he was still half drunk. With the help of the two people, he returned to the house. The door was closed, and after Tao Ran lay down comfortably, he took out his cell phone. Still Sister Cai. They said compensation was really out of the question, but the other party insisted that 3 million was the bottom line. This time, Tao Ran was not in a hurry to reply. It was also at this time that she heard the noise outside and stood by the door to listen. It turned out that the drunk Feng Manman vomited and ended up vomiting on Pan Yat. Pan Yat also drank too much and was not clear-headed. She was used to being bullied in the group, and she was worried and anxious because she could not contact Xiao Tian. Now she was dirty, and her resentment for many days was taking advantage of the smell of alcohol to escape. So, she pushed Feng Manman away and cursed at the same time. Feng Manman was not depressed because Yachin stole the role again. Now even Pan Yat dared to point her nose and scold her, so naturally she exploded. The two of them just struggled together, scolding each other, grabbing each other's hair, yelling and kicking. If it were normal, Duan Jiao and Yan Xiao, who were worried at the moment, would definitely not care about this nonsense. But they were so worried that they were full of things to say, and they were even more afraid that such a loud noise would wake Yachin up again and ruin their affairs. So the two of them had to rush forward and pull them apart. Tao Ran gently turned the door handle and opened it a crack. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 22. Tao Ran quietly looked through the crack in the door. Duan Jiao was seen hugging Feng Manman, who was so drunk that she couldn't even stand up. She signaled Yan Xiao to go over and help, and then scolded Pan Ya, "Are you dizzy? What time is it now? Xiao Tian hasn't wiped his butt clean yet. You go to the bathroom quickly, clean yourself up, and then get some cold water to wake up. You go to the laughter room later and don't get close to Yaqin." Pan Ya was very afraid of Duan Xiao, so she said without saying anything, and went to the bathroom while holding onto the wall. Duan Xiao and the two worked together to drag Feng Manman into the room. Tao Ran saw this and his heart changed. Therefore, Feng Manman and Pan Ya would stay in the room later. Feng Manman was so drunk that she even vomited all over her body. Duan Xiao disliked her and would definitely not stay in the room. Then if Duan Xiao wants to conspire with Yan Xiao, she can only do it in the living room. Right? They will definitely choose the living room, and they will still be staring at themselves. Naturally, the living room is the most convenient. Tao Ran quickly opened his handbag and found a voice recorder inside. Yaqin is not a major in acting, so she has never seriously learned lines. But Yaqin worked very hard. In order to play the role of the third female lead and perform the whole crew without stretching her hips, she recently brought a voice recorder wherever she went to sharpen her lines. Now, this recorder is just for use. Duan Jiao and Yan Xiao had just dragged the person away, but there was no one in the living room. Tao Ran walked out and took a look. There was a mess around the dinner table. It's so dirty, the two of them won't be able to pass by later. The kitchen is too small and the balcony is too cold, so if you want to plot, you can only do it on the sofa. Tao Ran glanced at the vase with dried flowers on the coffee table. I opened the voice recorder, stuffed it down, and after arranging the flowers in the vase, there was no trace of them. That's pretty good. She quickly returned to the room, and no one in the room noticed. Tao Ran opened Weibo. In recent days, Yaqin's activities have been much less, but she also has more time to blog and interact with netizens frequently, so the enthusiasm of fans and the popularity of Weibo are still very good. Tao Ran thought for a while and uploaded the photos of the wounds after falling in the hotel, the photos of the hotel room in a mess, and the partially mosaic injury examination report, with the text, "Still alive." 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. 30 seconds later, I refreshed Weibo again, and there were already hundreds of comments below. 2 minutes later, there were more than 300 messages, all asking her what happened, how she got hurt, and what happened. This is not over yet. Tao Ran chose another fan with tens of thousands of followers and replied directly, "Don't worry, I believe that one day the evil forces will be uprooted." The more vague the words, the more likely they are to arouse speculation and tantalize people's appetites. So, is this some kind of shout-out from Yaqin? Or is Yaqin reporting that she is safe? Evil forces? What evil force? Did someone beat Yaqin? Or was Yaqin being retaliated against because he was dissatisfied with some rules? But she was in the hotel, why would something happen? Are those glass fragments and bloody wounds too scary? If there were no words "don't worry," all netizens would want to call the IT police directly. In just a few minutes, Yaqin's Weibo post had over 1,000 retweets, and it was quickly spread online. Tao Ran quit his main account, logged into Yaqin's small account, paid quickly, and spent money to buy some traffic for this Weibo. The real and fake heats are on the same level, and the effect is immediate. 10 minutes later, the ranking of the topic has begun to rise steadily. Many big VS have reposted it on Weibo, and fans are like at agents and agencies. Yesterday, Yaqin recorded a variety show on a satellite TV. Many fans even took photos and got autographs. It was already 10 p.m. when the show ended. Although Yaqin's itinerary is kept secret, there are always some fans who follow the trail like a detective. Someone soon found out that Yaqin lived in the Wansheng International Hotel. For a time, the hotel's phone number was almost exploded, and a large number of people were flooding in on the hotel's Weibo and website asking about Yechin. By this time, 2 posts, Yechin was injured in the hotel, posted a blog, and Yechin and the evil forces. Each topic has already entered the top 20 hot searches. It was also because there weren't many hot topics this early in the morning, but Yechin's one was so popular that it immediately attracted a lot of people eating breakfast, causing the ranking of the topic to keep going up. Seeing the following topics, the word boiling must be changed into the word explosion. Taoran curled her lips. She just wanted to see how a mere $3 million could get rid of her so easily. If we don't gather some people, create some public opinion, and put some pressure, the hotel will really treat itself as a soft persimmon. That group of people left Yechin destitute and burdened with debts. They even asked for 30 million, but they still got an advantage. This time, it's time for them to taste what it's like to worry about money and be in debt. The phone flashed. It was my brother Yehua calling. Yehua stayed up all night because of the previous phone call from his sister, and was always worried that something would happen to his sister. My sister has always been considerate. If something big hadn't happened, why would she suddenly ask him for help and directly transfer a large amount of money to him and his wife? He subconsciously felt that something had happened to his sister. Sister-in-law Ye, who also couldn't sleep and was browsing Weibo, saw the turmoil online, which made Yehua even more worried. "Brother, I'm fine. Don't worry. I was about to call you. I just have a few things to ask you and my sister-in-law for help." Brother Ye naturally agreed. "Give the phone to your sister-in-law first." Sister-in-law Ye was not a bad person, and her relationship with brother Ye was good. In the story, it was only because of a series of changes that her family members who cared about her were forced to stop losses, which turned the originally happy marriage into a mess. Yechin deeply cares about his brother's happiness. Now that Taoran is here, he will naturally not make the same mistake again. This time, she would bring her sister-in-law by her side early. With the support of her brother, sister-in-law, and family, Yechin will be happier and happier. Just as the phone was hung up, Sister Cai's call came again. Taoran didn't answer. Half a minute later, Sister Zhu's call also arrived. Then, several numbers came in one after another, all from company numbers. Taoran didn't answer any of them, and instead turned his phone to silent. Yan Xiao's phone was also ringing outside. Taoran couldn't hear clearly what Yan Xiao was saying, but he could hear Yan Xiao apologizing with a tearful tone. Then, it should be Wan Yan. Undoubtedly, due to the rising public opinion, the hotel couldn't handle it anymore and began to exert pressure. Duan Jiao had also seen Weibo and came over to twist the door handle of Yechin's door. It was also at this time that I discovered that Yechin had locked the door. She could only slam the door. "Kinkan, open the door. You're not asleep, right? Otherwise, how can you post on Weibo? Damn it, this damn bitch actually lied to them. Kinkan, open the door." As soon as this unclear Weibo post was posted, of course there were different opinions. Since the person involved only appeared briefly and then stopped showing up, a large number of fans were wandering around like headless flies. Yechin's sister-in-law also left a message on Yechin's Weibo in the name of her family. She couldn't contact Yechin at all. This made the netizens who were jumping up and down in the melon field even more worried. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 23. Under Yechin's Weibo, almost all of them were asking if they wanted to help call the police. Call the police? Who can bear it? Neither the hotel nor the company wants this to happen. Not to mention Duan Jiao and others. Wan Yan said that when Yechin called the police for the first time, the police had already obtained the surveillance backup of the entire hotel and talked to many people. It was already difficult for Wang Yan to do anything again. Once this case enters the thorough investigation process, there will be endless troubles. Not to mention the matter of compensation. Thinking of this, they felt really regretful and wanted to die. The hotel and Wang Yan are now being roasted on the fire. On the one hand, they are receiving huge compensation, and on the other hand, they are involved in a case. No matter what they do, they will suffer big losses. If you are not careful, many people will be unlucky. Thinking of this, Yan Xiao couldn't wait any longer, so she opened Duan Jiao's door and slammed Yaqin's door. I can't control that much anymore. The first priority is to grab Yaqin's phone first. Kinkan, open the door quickly. Yan Xiao slapped the door and kicked it. Kinkan, why did you lock the door? You drank too much and were alone. We are really worried. Please open the door quickly. Duan Jiao didn't care too much, and banged the door together with Yan Xiao. She had the momentum to tear down the door if it didn't open the door again. What are you doing? A sharp shout sounded from behind Duan Jiao and the other two. Sister Zhu is here. It was almost dawn when Sister Zhu finished busy with Yaqin in the middle of the night, so she simply slept in the apartment building. 10 minutes ago, her phone started ringing non-stop, and she learned that Yaqin had posted on Weibo, which even alerted several big bosses in the company. The boss of the company called her, scolded her and ordered her to deal with the situation quickly. Because of this Weibo, the company's reputation was also affected. A large number of netizens flooded into the company's official blog and website, demanding that they find Yaqin, protect Yaqin and explain the ins and outs of the incident. Many people are asking the company to explain and explain, asking whether Yaqin's injury was caused by their company, or the company's negligence, or the company's failure to take care of him. However, after Yaqin posted her blog, she disappeared from the world and never appeared again. Fans were worried and began to suspect that the company was controlling Yaqin for reputation. Without an agreement with the hotel, it was inconvenient for the company to clarify, so it could only spend money to remove the hot search and reduce the popularity. However, things have gotten serious, and simply suppressing the heat is of no use. One topic was withdrawn, and the other two topics came up again. The word Yaqin, the name of the company, the name of the group, the name of the hotel, and even the word injury have all become hot searches. So far, 8 of the top 50 hotly searched topics are related to Yaqin. Sister Zhu felt that all the blood in her body was rushing to the top of her head. She didn't even have time to change her clothes, so she hurriedly ran to find someone. This matter has nothing to do with her. Why are you so angry at her? Sister Cai had already taken the injury examination report, and when everything was settled, who would have thought that Yaqin would still have photos on her hand? They promised to wait for the company and the hotel to negotiate compensation, but who knew that the always obedient Yaqin would take matters into his own hands? Just now, Sister Zhu was photographing the door outside the apartment for a long time, but no one opened it. The thought of 5 people living in this 3-room apartment made her furious. Yaqin was frightened and in poor health, so forget it. What about the other 4? Have you all slept to death? How did Sister Zhu know that one of the people in the room was drunk, another was washing in the bathroom, and the other 2 were busy shouting at Yaqin to open the door, so they couldn't hear the door knocking outside at all? Sister Zhu had no choice but to ask the cleaning lady to get the key to open the door, but she was so anxious that she even fell down, making her even more suffocated with anger. Are they all dead? Can't you hear me knocking on the door? Duan Xiao, why didn't you answer my call? I called you in the group and no one can see you. Since the phone is useless, the phone has been confiscated. Zhu, my sister, started scolding her when she entered the room. When she saw the 2 people shouting in front of Yaqin's door, she looked down with a stern look on her face, and slapped one of them on the back of the head. Get out of here. I'll take care of you later. Sister Zhu gave the two of them a hard look, suppressed her anger, and knocked on the door with persuasive words. Kinkan, please open the door. It's me, Sister Zhu is here. Sister Zhu failed to knock on Yaqin's door. The door was eventually knocked open. But after the door opened, Sister Zhu couldn't say a word that she had been brewing for a long time. Because she saw Yaqin didn't even change her clothes, just hugged the suitcase and fell asleep sitting on the ground. Kinkan, Kinkan, Sister Zhu knelt down to shake her, but saw that her cheeks were slightly red and she smelled of alcohol. Do not bother me. Yaqin waved his hand and pushed the person. Sister Zhu couldn't control her body well and fell backward. Of course she pretended to be drunk on purpose. In this way, no matter how big a fuss the Weibo post just made, it has little to do with her. After all, she was delirious, wasn't she? Who would settle a score with a drunkard, right? Who will settle this account? Of course he was the one who got her drunk. Sister Zhu twisted her feet and almost made a fool of herself, but thanks to Duan Jiao's quick eyesight and quick hands, she stepped forward to give her a hand. But as Taoran expected, even so, Sister Zhu didn't look good on Duan Jiao and the other two. Duan Jiao? How much wine did she drink? Of course, Sister Zhu smelled alcohol on both Duan Jiao and Duan Jiao. Where did you get the wine? Who allowed you to drink in your dormitory? You actually gave Yaqin alcohol? You didn't know that she couldn't drink because she was injured? She will join the set in a few days. If the wound is not healed, can you be responsible? The more Sister Zhu thought about it, the more irritated she became, and she slapped both of them twice on the head. Duan Jiao and the other two were about to explain, but Sister Zhu shouted, "Shut up! Help Yaqin to the bed, and then go out. Close the door." Sister Zhu was in the upper echelon of the company, and she had a lot of say and a lot of shares, so no matter how unhappy the two of them were, they didn't dare to contradict her or even show a little dissatisfaction and unhappiness. No matter how aggrieved they were, the two of them had no choice but to quickly comply and retreat respectfully. Sister Zhu found a bottle of pure water and gave Yaqin a few sips. He wiped Yaqin's face with a wet towel again. Yaqin woke up a little and called Sister. "Kinkan, where is your cell phone?" Yaqin frowned and shook his head. Sister Zhu rummaged through Yaqin's pockets but couldn't find it. She sighed and started looking all over the room. "Kinkan, how can you post on Weibo casually? Didn't you and Sister Cai have an agreement? If you do this, it will be very troublesome." "Post, what kind of Weibo?" Yaqin held his head and looked in pain. "I didn't send it." Sister Zhu opened her mouth. "This is, don't remember? So that Weibo post was made while drunk?" She looked at Yaqin again, her cheeks were flushed, her eyes were confused, her hair was messy, there were many red wine stains on her beige coat, she only wore one slipper and one sock, and she was still swaying even when she sat on the bed. "Akira, it seems like he is about to fall off the bed accidentally." In Sister Zhu's memory, Yaqin had never been so slovenly as before. Even when she was so embarrassed when she got out of the car after being injured last night, her performance was also elegant and appropriate. So how could this stinky girl get drunk? It really pissed her off. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 24. After some searching, Sister Zhu finally found Yaqin's cell phone between the bed boards. At a glance, there were more than 60 missed calls, a dozen India-led voice calls, and a lot of unread messages. Sister Zhu quickly opened Weibo, entered Yaqin's homepage, and pointed to the first item. "Is it you who posted it?" "What?" Yaqin looked at it several times and shook his head one after another. "This is from me? Isn't it? What else? I don't remember, it seems to be broken." Sister Zhu had to swallow back the words that were stuck in her throat. She felt like she was suffocating. Drinking can cause trouble, so the company never lets you drink. I'm sorry, sister, I was wrong. Yechin immediately apologized sincerely, with a few tears in his eyes. Sister Zhu took a deep breath and seemed to see the obedient little girl she once had returned. Yes, Yechin has always been the most well-behaved and least scheming, as you can tell by watching her foolishly fighting for opportunities for her friends in the group. Such an innocent girl would never do something like that regardless of the cost. You don't mind if I delete this Weibo first? Of course not. Chaoran's goal has been achieved. Since he posted this Weibo, he was waiting for them to delete it. After such a long time, the screenshots and photos of her Weibo post have been forwarded many times, and they have already become overwhelming on the internet. It doesn't make much sense to delete it at this time. Also, because this Weibo has caused an uproar on the internet, for the sake of you and the company's image, I will use your account to post a Weibo now. Yet Chaoran didn't ask much. Sister Zhu took a breath again. She's still a good and obedient girl, so that's good. Sister Zhu's hand movements were done in one go. 5 minutes later, Yechin's account updated Weibo again. Sorry for making everyone worry. In the middle of the night last night, I slipped and fell in the shower and was injured. I was angry and impulsive, and regardless of the consequences, I exaggerated and posted a message on Weibo. Now that I have calmed down, I realize that the main fault for the accident was my own negligence. Regarding my impulsive behavior not long ago, I am ashamed. Here, I would like to sincerely apologize for causing all fans and netizens to worry. I have taken up too much public resources. I am very sorry. In the future, I will be careful in my words and deeds so as not to disappoint everyone. Finally, please pay more attention to my works. After that, Sister Zhu made a phone call and asked the company and hotel to post explanations on blogs and quickly began to guide public opinion. Yechin didn't say anything about this, a typical method of calming down troubles. Sister Zhu's series of responses were all within her predictions. Of course, the effects of these methods were also within her predictions. Although the Weibo post was posted, all kinds of speculations have already been flying all over the place. Even if she uses her own account to clarify the misunderstanding, it still seems inconsistent. Could a hotel slip and fall like that? If it was just an accidental slip, why didn't the hotel even dare to fart? If it was an accident, what evil forces did Yechin talk about? The quicker the company responded, the more proof that her behavior was driven away by the company. So as soon as this Weibo appeared, some people began to question that it was not posted by Yechin himself. Many people jumped out and wanted to see Yechin speak in person, even if it was just to say hello. Sister Zhu gritted her teeth and commented, "Kinkan, look, can you record a video to explain?" "Sister, it's not that I don't want to." Chaoran pressed his temples and squinted his misty eyes. "In my current state, the video I recorded is even more suspicious, right? Isn't it?" Sister Zhu sighed. In fact, the reason why she came here was to delete Weibo, and secondly, she wanted Yechin to do a live broadcast or record a video to explain. But she never expected that these ladies would stay up for the rest of the night and actually start drinking, and get drunk like this. Showing Yechin in his current state will only raise more questions. Because of this, she could only post on Weibo to suppress the comments. "I'm not talking about you, how could you drink so much? How could you be so ungrateful? It's the sisters who want to calm me down." Jiao Jiao also said that you can only stop after getting drunk. Sister Zhu grinds her teeth, "Duan Jiao. Okay, take note. I remember that Manman was drunk, and she got into a fight with Yaya, and then I fell into pieces. No wonder I only saw Duan Jiao and Yan Xiao jumping around, but the other two were missing. Anything without self-control is unpunished. Feng Manman, Pan Yat, fight? Make a note of each. Where did the wine come from? The first wine was brought out by Xiao. Later, Du and Jiao gave the money and Yaya went to buy it. Sister Zhu nodded, okay, 3 people, each will write down 1 stroke. I wanted to eat noodles, so Manman made omelette, steak and beef handmade noodles with her own hands. Sister Zhu, how dare you eat carbohydrates in the middle of the night? Still eating fried eggs? Beef. They are all calorie bombs. You don't want to mess around anymore, right? You have forgotten how you survived the weight loss state, right? Didn't you know that Yechin is going to join the group soon? Everyone has such an idea, so let's just eat grass from today on. Who brought out those junk snacks and cooked vegetables on the table? Sister Zhu was so angry that she had nowhere to vent her anger, but now she suddenly wanted to get to the bottom of it. It's not me. You know, I came back in a hurry and there were no snacks at all. The spicy potato chips are from Yaya. The beef jerky is from Manman, the small cake is from Xiao, and the duck neck, chicken feet, and crayfish are from Qiao. Qiao asked Yaya to bring it back when she bought wine. Yechin told everything. You deserve it. You deserve it. Those guys were so smart that when they heard her complaining that the red wine didn't go well with the noodles, they all took the initiative to serve her with food and drinks in order to get her drunk. Now, there is sin in one place and sin everywhere. She casually spread the fire, which was enough to make this angry elder sister explode for a while. Sister Zhu suppressed her anger and squatted down. Kinkan, don't go out today, just stay in the apartment and have a good rest, right? Well, I'm drunk and won't go out. I'll ask Aunt Wu to take care of you later. You have a good rest. Can Sister Zhu take care of your mobile phone for you? Taoran looked at Sister Zhu and smiled lightly, it's not impossible. I had already guessed this would happen. The group Yechin was in had grown up little by little as a trainee. He joined the company at a young age and the contract he signed was very domineering. The company's system is biased towards country H next door. Before he debuted and became famous, there was almost no human rights. Cell phones are routinely confiscated, and the company is justified in doing so. Sister Zhu was very satisfied with Yechin's obedient performance. Just as she was about to turn around, she remembered something again. Kinkan, I hope you can delete those photos and medical certificates on your phone. Taoran still smiled lightly. Seeing that she had no objection, Sister Zhu quickly took action and quickly started to delete various software on the phone and delete things that should not be retained. Don't worry, Sister CAI has backups of these files, so you won't suffer any loss. However, when it was time to make the latest call, Sister Zhu's hand paused. She saw the previous dialed number, the number was, Chief Huang. This stinky girl, why does she still have the police chief's phone number? What is she going to do? Thank you all for voting, thank you for Xiaoao, Qinglian, Yuz Hung, you are a thief, Coke with ice, book friend's last number is 1201, Daodu, book friend's last number is 2576, knowingly and unknowingly waiting for the reward from the baby mamada, show your heart. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 25. Sister Zhu took a breath and lifted it up again. Chief Huang, is he the one who handled the case for you in the middle of the night? Hold head high. You still have his communication information. Not only did I keep it, I also memorized his phone number, so there's no point in deleting it. The police chiefs last night were very nice people. They handled the case very carefully and took good care of me. Is this a threat? Sister Zhu couldn't help but look at Yechin carefully. But she, who prides herself on being sharp and sophisticated, failed to fully understand Yechin. Her face was still innocent and harmless, and her words and tone were well behaved, but for some reason, The combination of all these things always made her a little frightened. Are you worrying too much? Sister Zhu's head started to hurt again. Kinkan, the company is helping you negotiate with the hotel. At this time, you cannot go back on your promise and contact the police chief privately. Yaqin didn't answer immediately. Sister Zhu was anxious. If you have any ideas, tell me. There is always a way to solve it. I will definitely help you. Sister, let me tell you the truth. Yaqin was a good girl in everyone's eyes, and Taoran didn't want to ruin her image. So, how can she threaten people? At most, you can only be forced to have no choice but to make compromises, this poor little thing. I don't want to embarrass the company, so you can take away my phone or delete the evidence. But I am not satisfied with the hotel's compensation, very dissatisfied. I drank to drown my sorrows just because I was sad. Am I that worthless? They will compensate me 3 million? Not to mention anything else, just converting the trips I cancelled during this period into money is not a small amount, right? I originally planned to settle the matter, but they went too far. I couldn't swallow this breath, which is probably why I couldn't help but want to accuse them even when I was drunk. The premise for me to be willing to retreat before was that they also showed sincerity. But at this point, I feel there is no need to talk about compensation. Fans on the internet are right. When dealing with evil forces, it is better to stand firm and raise your head than to compromise. Since they are not sincere, I am not short of the 3 million. I will give up the negotiation and go directly to the judicial process. I will file a lawsuit directly. Don't worry, I will clarify that this matter has nothing to do with the company. Before Taoran could finish speaking, he heard a bang outside the door. What a broken sound. Haha, I knew those people would be eavesdropping outside. These words were said to Sister Zhu on the surface, but she also said them to Duan Jiao and the others. She just wants to torture those people to death to see how they get money, how much money they get, and whether they will fight dog for money. Where did you think you were? Sister Zhu's face turned darker. It's really a wave of ups and downs. Because of Yaqin's online commotion, this matter cannot be easily suppressed. Those paparazzi are watching and gossiping. If Yaqin can't be comforted here, it will be very troublesome next. Who said the compensation is only 3 million, Sister Zhu understood. To put it bluntly, the price was too low, which hurt Yaqin's heart. You are an artist of the company, and the company will definitely claim compensation for you to the maximum extent. Don't worry, Sister Zhu will take care of everything. Just rest and recover first. Don't think about anything else. Sister Zhu and Sister Cai will definitely give you a satisfactory result today. Listen to my sister, relax and have a good rest. After finally comforting Yaqin, Sister Zhu endured her anger for a long time and finally exploded the moment she walked out of Yaqin's room. Everyone get over here. She is not deaf. Naturally, she also realized that someone was eavesdropping on her conversation with Yaqin just now. She didn't have an attack at the time, which gave them a chance to erase the traces of eavesdropping. But now she almost stepped on the glass as soon as she opened the door. The two eavesdropping culprits bumped into the vase by the door, leaving fragments all over the floor and almost making it impossible for her to stand down. But not only did the two people not clean up, they were still whispering and playing with their mobile phones beside the sofa. The two of them didn't know what to say and became anxious. Yan Xiao even went up to grab Duan Jiao's hair with red eyes. In this situation, could she not explode? Are you waiting for me to clean it up? Or do you want to plot against yourself? Don't you think you're going to cause more trouble if you're not already busy? Did you take the wrong medicine? Are you still full after eating? Is this a pigsty here? Calling you pigs is an insult to pigs. At least pigs know how to be clean. Let's forget all of them are brainless, and they don't even have hands or feet. Give you 10 seconds to call the other two over. Sister Zhu threw all the fashion magazines on the shelf in the aisle at the two of them, and then threw a handful of flowers at them head on. Duan Jiao and the two were about to cry. They were completely devastated. Wang Yan kept calling and making trouble, saying that the hotel was only part of their Wanjia group. She had been trying to hide the incident last night, but her parents already knew about it. If it can't be solved quickly, the stock will fall sharply today, and then she won't be able to hide it from her grandfather. Wang Yan didn't dare. Her grandfather not only had 5 children, but also 2 illegitimate children, as well as a basketful of grandchildren. Everyone is eyeing the company's industrial shares. If she can't fix this matter, her parents and her brother will all be affected, and the losses will be calculated in the hundreds of millions. So Wang Yan kept coming to put pressure on Yan Xiao. I won't play with this matter anymore. Since you can't deal with Yechin, go and raise money quickly. I plan to settle Yechin's matter before the market opens. I will try my best to help you with the compensation, but I won't get any of this money. It will come out. Don't make your plans against me. Yan Yan, do you think, how much can we negotiate in the end? With Yechin's attitude, I'm afraid it's impossible to get millions. Yan Xiao was completely panicked. Yes, Yechin is talking loudly. The company is used to her and is afraid that she will cause trouble. It will definitely be difficult to negotiate the next price. Do you really need tens of millions to start? Where did she get so much money? But Yan Yan, this matter hasn't been clarified yet. You can't just brush it off. Yan Xiao felt that the hotel was indeed responsible for the reason why the incident had reached this stage. Why would a robber just happen to enter Yechin's room? Shouldn't the hotel be responsible for this? Should the hotel also spend some money? Even half of them would be good. Wang Yan roared angrily, there are robbers entering the hotel. This matter could have been solved by calling the police. But because of you, we didn't dare. We didn't even dare to conduct a thorough investigation. I had to help wipe away the traces. Because of you, I'm almost joining the kidnappers. Do you know what my parents just taught me? She was so beaten. For the first time in my life, I knelt down and got beaten. Next month's trip to Hawaii was cancelled and she was grounded for a month. What the hell, if you hadn't asked me to delete the surveillance video, would our hotel have suffered a loss? I made a mess without doing anything, and you still have the nerve to ask me to pay for your mess? What if you took me? I'm desperate, I have plenty of ways to get you out of the Yan family completely. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 26. Yan Xiao was anxious. She knew Wang Yan was definitely not joking. The size of Wanjia group is almost the size of 10 Yan families. The Yan family also relies on Wanjia for some of its business. If it weren't for her entering the entertainment industry and becoming a starlet, she would never have been able to enter Wang Yan's circle. Her family already favored boys over girls, so she joined the girl group to fight for her life and not be looked down upon by her family. It was also because she and Wang Yan became best friends, and the family valued her a lot, which made her, the daughter of a baby mother, have a higher family status. And this time Wang Yan agreed to help. It was she who agreed to bring Wang Yan to the company's annual meeting, and introduced Wang Yan's favorite male star, the company's top leader, to her. Now that Wang Yan wants to give up, Yan Xiao has no doubt that she has the ability to make her look like a dog in the Wan family, and her future and money will be lost. Yan Xiao was very anxious. But I really can't afford that much money. I only have 5 million in total here. Then you transfer 5 million first, and I can find a way to give you the rest of the money first. But you must not be fooled, My money did not come from the northwest wind. If you dare not to pay it back, I will go to your Yan family to ask for it. No, 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 I will find a way. Yan, it all depends on you. Stop talking nonsense, hurry up and make money. Wan Yan cursed and hung up the phone. Yan Xiao grabbed Duan Jiao and lowered her voice. How much money you have? I don't have much. Duan Jiao is the most scheming among them. How could she reveal her secrets so easily? Not much. Are you telling me now that it's not much? Yan Xiao grabbed Duan Jiao's hair and said, if it weren't for your bad idea, would we be where we are now? If you didn't come up with the money and affected my future, I would want you to look good. You know that, right? I have a few good brothers who are fun to play with. I can do anything even if they are eager to jump over the wall. Don't force me. Let go, don't be impatient. We'll pool the money together after Wan Yan has negotiated the price. This matter was discussed by the four of us. Naturally, we share the same difficulties. Don't be impatient. There are also Manman and Panya. Them. Bah. Panya can't even raise the money to buy a house at home. Manman is not much better than her. How much money can the two of us get? Among us, except for Yechin, you, the captain, are the only one who can get it. The most money. If you don't pay, believe it or not, I will go find Sister Zhu now. I can't tell you. I'll give it. Isn't it okay if I give it? How much? At this time, Sister Zhu came out of Yechin's room and started a fire. Both Duan Jiao and Duan Jiao were on the edge of the cliff. They still remembered that they had to clean up the broken bottle before. At this moment, both of them wanted to die. This series of bad things was almost endless. The two of them bravely shouted to Panya, who was still writing ink in the bathroom, and went to the room to drag the drunk Feng Manman out. Sister Zhu had just been in a hurry to find Yechin and didn't even pay attention to the inside of the apartment. Now that she took a closer look, her anger was rising in an instant. What the hell is this? Is it a place for people to stay? If everyone hadn't been here, she would have thought she was in the wrong place. The whole living room smelled of alcohol and sourness. There were several empty red wine bottles on the dining table. Red wine was spilled everywhere on the table and dripping onto the floor. And the ground was simply unsightly. Who vomited? It was okay not to look at the filth on the ground, but she felt like vomiting at the sight of it. After drinking so much, no one knows how to clean it up. This is almost ready for the garbage dump. Sister Zhu made a call and called several assistants over. The four people in front of her were simply beyond her imagination. Because Duan Jiao's hair was pulled out, not only did she have a head on her head, but half of the wig she attached also fell off. Yan Xiao didn't know what kind of stimulation she received, her face turned white and her whole body was trembling. Panya was beaten by the drunk Feng Manman, leaving blood marks on her face and neck. The worst thing was that Feng Manman was completely drunk, couldn't stand at all, and fell directly to the ground. Sister Zhu pointed at the four people, her face turned red and her neck thick with anger. Come on. All your wings are stiff, right? Sister Zhu will let you remember it today. She signaled her two assistants to drag Feng Manman to the bathroom, then turned on the shower faucet with her own hands, pointed at Feng Manman and rushed towards her. The water column rushed in, and Feng Manman sat in the bathtub in a daze without standing upright, and then screamed again and again. Don't think that you can get resources in exchange for your beauty. I will tell you clearly that you are sleeping in vain. I hate people like you the most. You don't improve your strength at a young age, and you rush to be governed by the rules. You deserve not to be famous. Tao Ran, who was leaning against the door, clicked his tongue, as if he heard some secret. Inadvertently solved one of Yechin's questions. This Feng Manman turned out to have taken the initiative to rule. No wonder Yechin's character was so good that she flew into Fengmanman's bowl. Tao Ran cheered up for Sister Zhu. This eldest sister seemed to have good fighting ability. I wonder if there are any surprises. Sister Zhu tried her best to teach the four of them a lesson. Because of them, how much trouble did Yechin's drunkenness cause her? After several breaths combined, she just wanted to vent. As soon as Fengmanman regained consciousness, she was dragged out of the bathroom. The four of them stood in a row in front of Sister Zhu. The team leader in charge of combination affairs was also called. Listen up. Take your notes. Here's what to do with this regiment. Sister Zhu glanced at the four people and felt even more angry. You think you have nothing to do after the group activities stop? Wrong. Seeing that you are so free, Sister Zhu, I will personally arrange all the next schedules for you. I see you are still not awake. Let's gather in the gym downstairs in 3/4 of an hour. Xiao Lu, arrange an 800-meter swim, half an hour of jogging, and half an hour of aerobics for the four of them. After they are completely awake, arrange them for another hour of strength training. I asked you all to still have nowhere to use your strength and fight and pull your hair when you have nothing to do. I'll help you use up all your energy, and you'll always be able to stop. All activities in the afternoon have been changed to dance. Starting today, I will learn at least one new dance every day. I will pick up the music from my place later. She chose the dance music herself, so it was difficult enough to keep. But one dance a day? Is it too difficult? Usually it takes 3 days to complete a dance routine. After receiving the pitiful looks from the girls begging for help, the team leader planned to plead for mercy. No, but although the group has stopped activities, we can't slack off in rehearsals. It's just a good time to mention the basic skills. It's necessary in order to return with a better attitude. If you feel distressed, you can practice with them. The team leader was glared hard by Sister Zhu and decided not to speak again. Girls, wish yourself well. Every day, you have to arrange a dance, record the video and give it to me. Every day from now on, when I nod and approve your dance, I can go back to the apartment. Starting today, I have to grind them until night no matter what. Tell them not to sleep, and they will be in a hurry. Well, it's okay if these people are not in the apartment. Yechin is here. She and Xiao Cai will have to come to talk later. With fewer people, they can do things more smoothly. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 27. Sister Zhu hugged her chest and continued her arrangement. I made a random inspection and found that you have eaten a lot of carbohydrates, meat, fried food, barbecue, sweets, and junk food. For the sake of your weight, body shape, and appearance, from today on, all the meals for the four of you will be changed to vegetables. Salad. Cut out oil, cut out meat, cut out fat, cut out staple food, and cut out snacks. When will each person lose 10 pounds and return to normal diet? Xiao Wu, you are responsible for this matter. I will take someone to check their room later. Confiscate everything that cannot be eaten or drank. Anyone who dares to eat secretly will have to practice twice as much. Cancel all recreational activities. No leave is allowed unless diagnosed by a doctor. From today on, the four of you are responsible for the cleanliness of this apartment, and the public areas on this floor will be cleaned by yourselves. Yechin needs to rest, so you two share a room and don't disturb her. Something happened to Yechin last night. For your safety, don't go out recently. In the next 10 days, you can't go anywhere, just stay in the company. I will say hello to the doorman. Sister Zhu had already thought about everything, and now she said it in one breath. Listening to the gasps, she finally felt much better. The above are the requirements that the company and I have for you. If you don't have any objections, just implement them. Of course, it's useless to have any objections. She has every point. Next, let's talk about your punishment. The four of them were stunned. And punishment? Isn't this considered punishment? Sister. You ignored the company's rules and regulations, gathered together to buy alcohol, drank alcohol, got drunk, quarreled with each other. As an artist you didn't know how to protect your appearance, ignored your personal image, and destroyed the hygiene of the apartment. Are these all true? Because the plot is really bad. I will report to the finance department, and a part of your year-end bonus and dividends must be deducted as appropriate. No, this time, several people said no almost at the same time. In addition, the group's suspension of activities has been changed from 10 days to 1 month. Sister, how could you? Yan Xiao and Panya's legs became weak. Is this considered a leak in the house and it rains all night? They are short of money, now you want to deduct their money? If you don't work for a month, doesn't it mean you have no income for a month? Duan Jiao wanted to explode. Why? The variety show she had been preparing for so long was cancelled for no reason. It was already ridiculous. Are you going to stop for a month now? She finally had the chance to be seen, how could she not strike while the iron was hot? The popularity must be maintained. If they couldn't show up, wouldn't it mean that all the results they had achieved by forcing Yechin to carry out activities a while ago were in vain? Sister, I object. We are at fault, but the group's activities cannot be stopped at your request. If you object again, it will be changed indefinitely. Sister Zhu sneered sharply. Since I represent the company, I have this right, right? I can't bear to suspend your activities for a month. You are so stupid and you dare to do that. I just hit you, so what? I don't know what to do. Thing. In this circle, it may take some effort for a company to make a person famous, but to make someone famous, it is just a matter of stomping on the feet. You have to be a little self-aware. If Yechin hadn't taken care of you, she would have been able to fly solo with her ability. If you don't obey me, you will just wait until you reach the center of the earth. Especially you, Sister Zhu faced Duan Xiao. As the captain of a group, look at yourself, the team you lead, and your teammates are so unsightly. Are you still a bit of a girl group? As the captain, you have no leadership or self-control, and you take the lead in mischief. You are the most responsible for the punishment of your members. These words touched Yan Xiao's heart. She glanced at Duan Jiao and sneered secretly. Isn't it? It was Duan Jiao who came up with the idea to secretly photograph Yechin and ruin her reputation. It was Duan Jiao who persuaded her to ask Wan Yan to monitor her. She was the one who got Yechin drunk after the accident. Even her wine collection was given away by her with a few words, and every bad idea was her fault. Can't she bear the greatest responsibility? So Duan Xiao, you have another punishment. The company promised you that your solo schedule will be postponed. No, Duan Xiao finally panicked and grabbed Sister Zhu. It took her 3 years to wait for this day, when she could finally release a single and go on an independent tour. It has been agreed that the official announcement will be made this month, and the preparation period will begin next month. This was an opportunity she had fought hard for. In a variety show interview last week, she participated in the interview with the company's senior executives and vice presidents. She gave the host a red envelope to help with the opportunity. During the gag, the host began to encourage the vice president to give Duan Xiao, who is good at singing and dancing, more opportunities. The vice president of the company was promoted. When he was excited, he laughed and said that the company had begun preparations for Duan Jiao's solo. After the show was broadcast, Duan Jiao spent a lot of money on marketing. It was hard for the company to regret it, so it finally started to prepare for this. For this event, Duan Jiao gave the host 5 sets of luxury brand collections, plus various marketing expenses, which cost nearly 1 million in total. Now not only has it been in vain, but all the hard work has been wasted. Of course Duan Jiao cannot accept it. No. Mr. Yao has already promised it on the show. Everyone knows that if the company goes against its promise, people will laugh at it. Sister Zhu shook off Duan Xiao. Do you think the company really can't see your little tricks? With just this little trick, the company will still be controlled by you. Wake up. You don't need to worry about the company's affairs. Sister Zhu crossed her chest and gave another heavy blow. The mobile phones of the four of you will be temporarily confiscated. No. Why not? Sister Zhu picked up Yechin's cell phone and raised it. I have collected Yechin's mobile phone, why don't you hand it over? The above are the temporary results. I will report it to the company in person, and I will be fully responsible. Now, I'll give you 2/4 of an hour to clean the apartment and then gather at the gym. Xiao Wu, you are responsible for taking care of them. Don't slack off, I will check at any time. Yechin, you have a good rest. An aunt will take care of you later. If anything happens, ask auntie to contact me. Just like that, this matter comes to an end. Under Xiao Wu's supervision, the four of them almost wiped away tears while cleaning. Feng Manman was drunk and was crying out of breath. Yan Xiao went to the room to find a gift box and handed it to Xiao Wu, begging him not to take away her phone. Xiao Wu glanced at the gift box. Although he didn't know what was inside, the logo on the gift box told him that the things inside were not cheap. His heart inevitably moved, but he felt the burning eyes on his back. When he turned around, he happened to meet Yechin's eyes that seemed to be smiling but not smiling. She leaned against the door and remained silent, but the invisible pressure caused his heart to tremble. Who do you think I am? Bring me the phone. Xiao Wu woke up instantly. 4 mobile phones were taken away by him, and the 4 of them also focused their attention on Yechin. What? I didn't do anything. We are all good sisters, don't misunderstand me. Yechin said she was innocent. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 28. Tao Ran returned to the room and found Yechin's computer, originally planning to go online. But she discovered that the Wi-Fi in the apartment was also disconnected. This company is very well guarded. With nothing to do, Tao Ran laid down his plan and lay down on the bed. The whole apartment quickly became quiet. Tao Ran slept peacefully, woke up and looked at the time, it was almost noon. When I left the room again, there was an ant in the apartment. From the ant's overly concerned gaze, Tao Ran knew that this was the company's spy at her side. Of course she didn't care, she washed up generously, then brought the meal to the sofa, turned on the TV and watched it while eating. After eating, she conveniently took off the voice recorder she had placed in the vase next to the tissue box, and then returned to the room. I turned it on and listened. The recorder works very well. I received all the interactions between Duan Jiao and Yan Xiao verbatim before Sister Zhu came. The two of them really have a lot of things to worry about. There were quarrels over Oda and fights over money. In order for Duan Jiao to hear Wan Yan's threat clearly, Yan Xiao turned on the speakerphone, so Wan Yan's fierce persecution, Yan Xiao's pleading, and Duan Jiao's various conversations with various ideas were all clearly recorded. Got off. Of course, the two also discussed what to do with the photos they took last night. Yan Xiao hurriedly asked stupidly, otherwise, let someone bring the photo to warn Yechin. If she doesn't give up, we will expose the photo. This way we won't be afraid of her using 30 million to make trouble. Are you crazy? Duan Jiao interrupted bluntly. She already called the police yesterday. The biggest reason why she didn't pursue the case is that there is no direct evidence and the suspect can't be found without surveillance. Didn't your warning and taking out the photos directly expose us all? If she wasn't afraid of being exposed and stayed strong, we would all be doomed. Absolutely not. What we are looking for is a future, and no matter what, we cannot get in for her alone. As it is now, all that is lost is money. Think about it, as long as Yechin collapses, those resources will still be ours and the money will come back. So we will keep the photos for now and plan for the long term. After this matter is calmed down, we will act according to the original plan and then we will keep her so that she cannot stand up and trample her in the mud. Duan Xiao, have you ever felt that Yechin suddenly looked different? After she came back, although she still looked harmless, she spoke and acted strangely, as if she was a different person. And her eyes were scary. I always feel so scared. Yechin must have been stimulated last night, so she is so weird. Don't scare yourself. Duan Jiao also felt this way, but she firmly believed that this was an illusion. But why is she targeting us like this? Could it be that she discovered something? Yan Xiao, wake up. This is a sign of a guilty conscience. The people who attacked her last night were not us, so what are you afraid of? The surveillance camera in the hotel has been deleted, and Wan Yan has said that there is no backup, so why are you still panicking? What? Hurry up and cheer up. Think about your Yan family's property, and then look at the current situation of you and your mother in the Yan family, and stand up. This sentence is all included very clearly. In addition to these conversations, the recorder also recorded a phone call made by Yan Xiao to the fresh meat internet celebrity Anan. In order to prevent the police or the hotel from investigating one by one and interfering with what happened last night, they asked Anan to find a place to avoid the limelight and not show up in the past few days. Anan took the opportunity to blackmail him for money, and Yan Xiao said that as long as he avoided it for half a month, he would give him another 100,000 yuan in hard work. And Anan asked Yan Xiao to give him a deposit first. Tao Ran chuckled. What an unexpected surprise. She didn't expect that she would get so much evidence in just one night. In fact, what she has on hand now is enough to make those 4 people drink a pot. But how can this be enough? Yechin in the script was much more miserable than them. His reputation was ruined, he was scorned by the whole network, his family was ruined, and he was still not forgiven by his loved ones. He chose to commit suicide and still lived with regrets. It was so miserable. Since she wants to help Yechin start over, then what Yechin suffered must be returned no matter what, so that those people can also taste the pain little by little. Tao Ran behaved naturally in everything, eating when she should and sleeping when she should. Seeing this, the aunt relaxed and stopped staring at her too closely. In the afternoon, Tao Ran asked her aunt to help her go to the front desk on the first floor to see if her express delivery was available. The aunt came back 5 minutes later with several packages. Tao Ran dismantled 2 of them in front of her aunt, both of which were beauty supplies that Yechin had purchased online. Afterwards, she took an express envelope and said, "Auntie, I don't need to show this privacy to you, right?" The aunt was a little embarrassed. Miss Ye was joking, "What do you want to eat? Auntie can cook it for you." She was not that curious about the small envelope. "No thanks." Tao Ran returned to the room, opened the envelope and express bag, and took out the contents with a smile. A calling card. Hey, how about disconnecting from the internet? How about taking the phone away? Although she is not an expert at predicting events, she is prepared for a rainy day. She had to do something, and the phone card in Yechin's name was obviously inconvenient. She even had concerns about finding a marketing account, so when she called Brother Ye for the first time last night, she asked him to apply for a phone card online and fill in the address. This is where she is. No, it's pretty fast. I got it. After rummaging through the glove box, Tao Ran quickly found a mobile phone that had been discarded because it was outdated. The mobile phones used by Yechin and others were sponsored by brands, so each of them had several. Plug in the phone card and she becomes a hero again. Although the memory is slightly smaller and the pixels are slightly lower, The various functions are not bad to use. She sent a message to brother Ye, telling him that she had obtained the phone card. Then she took her trumpet to Weibo and checked the situation. The company has completely taken over her Weibo account. In one morning, her account posted 3 blog posts in succession. The first article, the text is, "Pay more attention to the works," and it is accompanied by a picture of peaceful time. The second one directly announced Yechin's role as the third female lead and took her final makeup photos. The third article posted Yechin's schedule for the next 6 months, including the release of a personal single, participation in 2 major variety shows, and participation in a major movie in which the company invested heavily, and finally gave up a question for netizens to guess, is Yechin playing the first or second female lead? Taoran's brows raised again and again. This company really plays with the popularity. Sure enough, capitalists have the same virtues no matter which world they are in. No matter when, he will never give up any opportunity to control the popularity. While diverting public attention and promoting hype, he will use practical actions to give Yechin some sweetness. It actually depends on Yechin's choice whether she will be the first female lead or the second female lead, right? Whatever. Yechin herself is an enterprising girl. Since she will be separated from those sisters sooner or later, her current plan is also very good for her future, but it was a combination of circumstances that made it come true for her. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 29. Soon, Taoran received a call from brother Ye. After confirming that her aunt was in the kitchen, Taoran locked the door and got into bed to talk to brother Ye. Brother Ye said he would arrive tonight, while Taoran explained all the current situations. Brother Ye choked up. He knew that his sister worked hard and was always proud of her, but they never knew that the environment her sister was in was so terrible. Brother, don't worry. I have an idea. I asked you to come here mainly because I often don't show up and need help. As long as we solve the current difficulties, the future will be bright. Taoran stated her thoughts in one breath. Brother Ye didn't respond for a long time. Is this going to be so big? Should be more cautious. And you already have evidence. Brother, the evidence is not enough. My biggest advantage is that the big rhythm is now in my hands. I must continue to control it, so that I can catch them all. As long as everything goes smoothly, it will take up to 10 days and a half month, we can clear the clouds and the situation will change drastically. When the time comes, we will buy a big villa, bring my mother and sister-in-law here, and live together as a family. The safety, reunion, and love of her family are what Yechin wants most. She had to help make it happen. My sister-in-law must give birth safely, Ma Ye must be healthy and live a long life, and brother Ye and Yechin can be happy. Brother, I don't have any help in this city. You are the only one I can rely on. Let's give it a try. Okay. Kinkan, I will protect you. No matter what you do, you will follow your orders. Brother Ye agreed. The more he takes on the burden, the more relaxed his sister will be. Thank you, brother. Taoran smiled sincerely. There were too many things to do to help Yechin. In addition to revenge and protection, Taoran also had to earn money for Yechin. In the script, Yechin was hiding in a dirty rental house because of debts. It was a miserable life. This time, she had to make Yechin stop worrying about money. Housing prices in the city are too expensive. Even though Yechin's annual income is already quite high compared to that of the working class people, the amount needed to buy a big villa and live a worry-free life is still far behind. So Taoran decided to make as much money as possible in the limited time. As for the method, she has already thought of it. Taoran transferred a sum of money to brother Ye. Brother Ye naturally refused to accept it. Tao Ran talked for a long time before he allowed Brother Ye to accept the money with peace of mind and agreed to find a mid to high-end community to settle down first. After that, Tao Ran, who had nothing to do, began to use the name of Yechin as a big fan to set the pace on the internet, and even went to contribute to a famous gossip account. Kinkin's Little Red Flower, big, contribute. Hexagram 8, say. Xiahonghua, according to reliable information, my Kinkin family has been bullied by members of the group for a long time because of its unique resources. Kinkin is so pitiful, Weevu. Because Yechin is on the cusp of traffic, the hexagram number 8 instantly came to mind. Little cute red flower, please make it clear. Xiahonghua, Kinkin was bullied last night, so she complained on Weibo in the middle of the night. Feeling sorry for you. Bullying. Is Yechin causing trouble in the middle of the night because of bullying by the group members? The first time I heard it, I was shocked and excited. So will this be exclusive? Will it be a big bang? Hexagram 8 is coming, little cutie, please speak clearly and tell me everything you know. Is there any evidence? Xiahonghua, the fiancé of my third aunt's daughter, is the nephew of the hotel aunt. What happened last night was that Kinkin was beaten in the middle of the night. She finally couldn't bear it anymore and called the police. Hexagram 8, real or fake? Xiahonghua, everyone in the hotel knows about this, you can go and find out. A lot of police and ambulances went to the hotel in the middle of the night. These are all recorded. If you are related, they should be able to find out soon. Hexagram 8, little cutie, this does not prove bullying. Little red flower, woohoo, how come the anti-slip function of a star-rated hotel is so bad? How could my Kinkin be injured like that if she fell? There are too many loopholes in that clarification draft. My Kinkin is so pitiful. She is far away from home and went to the hospital alone after suffering such a serious injury. Hexagram 8, evidence, evidence. Xiahonghua, guess who the police took away after the investigation? Hexagram 8, don't play riddles, little cutie, speak quickly. The paparazzi on the other end of the network cable had long heard that someone saw Yechin in the hospital at midnight last night, and also heard that the police car went to the hotel, which shows that this little fan was not lying. But the hotel was very mysterious last night. They only said that someone made a false report to the police, but they didn't ask anything. So who did the police take away? They are really curious. Xiahonghua, I heard that there is a fee for submitting an article, right? Classmate Yechin was not rich, so Tao Ran decided to pluck the goose's feathers. With a beep sound, the red envelope arrived. 200. Dig. Xiahonghua directly sent the red envelope back. And left a message, I heard that the entertainment shop next door is more generous. Hexagram number 8, no, little cutie, I haven't finished sending it yet. There were 5 more beep sounds, and 5 more red envelopes arrived. Tao Ran was reluctantly satisfied. The gossip account she chose is one with a better reputation and a more responsible one. Although the price is not high, it is good to be dedicated. Xiahonghua, the person taken away by the police was Yechin's assistant. Hexagram 8 was shocked, they didn't know about this. So what you're saying is that Yechin's assistant attacked her? I don't dare to say that. But I believe that there must be a reason why the police officers took her away. Right? And if the assistant is innocent, the police officers only need to question her and don't need to take her away at all, right? It makes sense. Besides, I know a more exciting one. Hurry up. Cough cough cough. Another 5 red envelope bells. Little cutie, Kinkin's assistant is the cousin of Panya, the youngest member of Kinkin group. Hexagram 8, really? After hearing this, who can still have wild imaginations? So Panya instigated her cousin to hurt Yechin? Is this possible? Little cutie, yes. Only a few bastards like me know about this. 8. Are you a bastard? What? Yes, I know a lot of secrets. 8. For example? What? Ahem. Then, 3 more red envelopes. What? Although Panya is on good terms with my kinkin, in reality she is in the same pants as Duan Jiao and the others. Those 4 people were jealous of our kinkin's good resources and popularity, so they often bullied her. We were following a car once, and when we came out of the underground garage, we saw Duan Jiao and the others kicking Kinkin. They also said that if Kinkin doesn't take them with her to the next variety show, they will throw rats and bed bugs on Kinkin's bed. We Kinkin are most afraid of mice and insects, so pitiful. 555. 8. Are you telling the truth? Although he is still asking, this gossip account is already somewhat convinced. This girl group is said to be Yechin and her backup dancers. How could those proud girls not feel jealous? Maybe this is why Yechin takes her 4 sisters with her wherever she goes these days? What? Guaranteed replacement if fake. Well, if it's fake, I'll give you a fake one. Tao Ran poked at the screen quickly with his fingers, talking nonsense seriously. It's interesting to use the other person's way to repay the other person's body. Bullying, it was the sin that those 4 people brought to Yechin. This time, it was time for them to have a taste of it. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 30. Little Red Flower, do you want to know more? This question brought another 3 red envelopes. What? My kinkin took on a role as a 3rd female and needed to join the cast. Because the C position was missing, the cast had to stop traveling for a few months. Those 4 people were unwilling, so they had malicious intentions and asked the vicious assistant to her kinkin in order to prevent her from joining the group. This is the reason for what happened last night. Look at the amount of information. The Bagua account felt that it had uncovered a big secret. He was almost 90% convinced. This statement just connects the suspension of activities of Yechin's 3rd female group, which was officially announced online today. He couldn't believe it even if he didn't believe it. No wonder Yechin was filled with indignation in the middle of the night, but then there was a series of official announcements. It was clearly their company compensating her. Their company is so cowardly, it can only show their guilty conscience. The reason why I'm afraid of causing trouble, is most likely because of bullying. It's not that they are afraid of the combination being confused, but that they are afraid of affecting their company's reputation. I just pity Yechin. Bagua how, but how do you know these secrets? Xiahonghua, Humph, as my sister's most powerful fan, our eyes are everywhere. I might as well tell you that among the cleaning ladies in Kinkin's company building, there are people from us. Gossip account, Miss, you are awesome. I wonder if you have a hammer? A real and trustworthy hammer? Video, audio or photo recording or something. Those brokerage companies have tight security and the artists are also cautious. They paparazzi are not omnipotent. If the idiot fans could come up with some information, it would save them a lot of trouble. With such great material, as long as it's exclusive, it's worth a lot of money. Little Red Flower, not now. But it's really not difficult to get it. 8. I want it, help me get it. What, sure. As long as there is a little hard work. You know, it was very hard for us to eat and sleep in the open. 8. Yes, I understand, no problem. As long as there is real evidence, whether it's photos or videos, we'll pay for it. The number is easy to say and will definitely satisfy the little cutie. What, everything I said today is true. Little brother, you can check it out yourself. My sister has been wronged, and we are almost heartbroken. If it hadn't been for my sister's accident this time, we would never have spoken out about it and it affected her. Little brother, if you can help us seek justice for our sister, We will also support him. 8. It's easy to talk, easy to talk. Tao Ran browsed around on Weibo again and looked at the time. It was already 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She sat down in front of the dressing table and laid out Yechin's cosmetics and various beauty accessories. Tao Ran is an old person who has worked hard in the entertainment industry for many years. She is still very confident in her makeup skills. Yechin is young after all, and her face is full of collagen, so when a foundation that is a shade yellower is applied to her face, it doesn't feel pink at all. After swiping a dark color on the cheekbones, Tao Ran carefully used contouring and eyeshadow to create a dark color, which created dark circles under his eyes and made his whole complexion look terrible. Looking at the depressed girl in the mirror, Tao Ran sighed. She drew this look based on the Yechin she saw, who was crying and begging her for help when she came to this body. Poor Yechin looked like this before he died. Not long after she lay back on the bed, there was movement outside. There was a knock on the door and Sister Cai arrived. "Kinkan, are you feeling better?" Sister Cai entered the room. "Okay." Sister Cai was surprised when she looked at her. "Why do you look so bad? Have you eaten? Are you thinking wildly? How long have you not slept?" "Eat? I want to sleep, but I really can't." "Good boy, are you scared?" "It's sad. I can't swallow that breath. I could have caught him. He left footprints and fingerprints in the room, but I just let him go." "Kinkan, why are you thinking about this again?" Sister Cai had a slight headache. "You have to take a long-term view. This time was an accident. I promise, this will never happen in the future. The top management of the company is very concerned about it and has given you a lot of practical benefits. Cheer up and you will have a bright future. The top priority is to adjust your situation quickly. If anything happens, I will help you. Now, let's take a look at what Sister helped you win this time, okay?" Sister Cai took a folder, which was exactly the folder Tao Ran saw on Weibo about her schedule for the next 6 months. These are all specially approved by the company. "Next, you will be the artist supported by the company." Sister Cai lowered her voice with a smile on her face. "Your resources are almost as good as those of the top 3 talents in the company." Sister Cai smiled happily. She was very irritable and impatient last night. But now she is very energetic. She also didn't expect that Yechin's matter would be a blessing in disguise. The company was put on fire, and they were afraid that she would act nonsense, so they gave her the green light and even gave away the cake. She not only has a solo album, but also has a heroine role, and she even gave Yechin the spot of a variety show resident MC that she had finally won. With the blessing of these resources, Yechin's success is just around the corner. Yechin was under her control and was trained by her. This means that whether it is fame or money, she has a share. Tao Ran flipped through the folder, feeling satisfied. "Sister, I don't need this heroine role, but can I choose a role by myself?" Tao Ran is very worried about her own affairs. She can't stay here to help Yechin live her life. She just wants to solve the problem in front of her as quickly as possible. Yechin is inexperienced in acting, so if she really wants to provoke the heroine, it will actually be of no benefit to her and may even be counterproductive. You have to eat in one bite, and Tao Ran feels that you have to do everything according to your ability. After hearing her explanation, Sister Cai's eyes softened a lot. She patted Yechin's hand, her eyes filled with admiration. She also disagreed with Yechin's decision to take the female lead role. It was too difficult. Even if it's not good enough, it's easy for the whole network to laugh at it, which will end up ruining the show. Moreover, the role was originally intended for the big stars in the company. If Yechin jumped in and snatched the role midway, it would easily cause trouble within the company and cause her to be ostracized, which was not good for her. Yechin could think of so many things, which really surprised her. "Good boy, you are right in your thinking and have great foresight. I support you. In this way, Sister CAI will give you the decision. Later, I will bring you the scripts of the 2 dramas invested by the company. You can choose the female roles yourself. Choose the one you are most confident about. Sister CAI likes to lead such down-to-earth artists, and now she wants to take care of Yechin even more. Sister understands your concerns. In terms of acting, you have not received professional training, so you are inevitably timid. Sister will help you arrange it and apply for a teacher from the drama school to give you acting classes. Just don't worry. In addition, if you don't choose a female protagonist, I will help you apply for other resources. Is it good in terms of fashion? So, take good care of your body quickly. Thank you, Sister Taoran. Thanks Sister CAI sincerely. I will never forget the kindness my sister has been to me. Yes. The finance department has also made arrangements and will settle all your unsettled money for you within 3 days. Thank you every Monday. Here I am again. Thank you all for your monthly votes and promotional votes. I love you all. Thanks again to the Raindrops in the Wind. The book Friend's Tale number is 22,576, Hong Chen Smile. The book Friend's Tale number is 42,702, Long Ai, Diudiu, Zuzu Sandy, Xian and Yin Yan, Book City W.Q and other babies blessings. Thank you, I love you. Regarding updates, it's not surprising to see them pop up occasionally, but it's even more surprising to see updates at the right time, right? So, don't rush me. Updates will start next week.